Who's ready to party? Let's get this party started. I see everybody in there. I've got a new studio set background, as you can see. It is a work in progress. And today I actually kind of wanted to show you some things. This is not a complete set design. We've got some things to fix in the background, some lighting issues to fix, and I thought we could do that together today, just to kind of show you some of the things I think about as I'm building my studio sets. You can see hotspots up here. So we're going to talk through all of it today, and I'm super excited. I have been wanting a set background like the black waves that you saw me build. I'm pointing over here because they're right over here to my left. And I actually have been wanting that kind of look and feel. You saw it last week where it's black waves with LED lights on. It's a very dark and moody set. But the thing that I know that you all worry about and get frustrated by a lot is, what do you do with the background, right? Like I walk you through in our training programs and on this YouTube channel how to get the video quality that looks great. But some of that, a piece of that is the background. And that is the thing that trips up so many people. So what I wanted to do was actually look at set up a few different types of backgrounds in this video studio. As you know, I have a 10 by 12 room that I'm building out 3 different video sets in. And so there's gonna be a lot of lights, a lot of cameras in here. We're gonna have some demo cams that point down at the desk to show off gear as it arrives, things like that. So I thought I'd just kind of walk you through where it is right now, because it is a work in progress, and some things that I think about that I think you can actually use to your benefit as you're building out your own video studio. So let's get to it. I'm super excited about this background. This speaks to my love of plants with the moss. I can't do a lot of plants, like live plants like I had in my old studio here in this environment, because the room doesn't get a lot of light. So I could go with the grow plants or things like that. But I've got a ton of plants in my home, so that makes me happy. In my studio, I wanted something a little different than I've done in the past, but still bring in the outdoors that is I'm so passionate about. Bring in that moss that can kind of like speak to the plants. And so that's kind of where the inspiration for this design came from. So these are all pieces that I got on Etsy. And some of them took, a while to arrive, but they all have a ribbon. That's not a word. So my question to you is, do you like it? Or do you love it? Let me know in the comments. And while I've been chatting up a storm, I know everybody's been commenting and talking in the chat room. So I do want to check in with you. Yes, I am. Kind of reminds me of the Washington Forest. Exactly right. Anthony loves it. Let's see. Great to see you as well. What do you guys think? Remember those little hearts that I just threw? Valentine's Day is coming up. So if you're doing any kind of stream to your audience, you might want to go download those little overlays to create a fun, love in the air kind of experience for your audience. So have fun with those. Those are on our graphics store. Set looks really good, and versatile. I'm like, sand, yes. Jason thinks it's a cool background. Renee says set looks fire on stream. And let's see. Been ages since I've been able to look live. I'm so glad that you're here. Love it. It's so you. So here's the deal. Kelly and I had a conversation about this because I was struggling. I was originally going to do those wood slat panels. If you saw that stream where I was going through the options for my backgrounds, you saw the wood slat panels. And then I was just like, you know, it wasn't really feeling like me, authentic, true to my personality. It was just a cool background. And what, you know, I started thinking was like, okay, like how can I make this really true to me? Um, and enjoy the background and set a tone. I always talk about the experience that you are providing your audience. So when you come into my world, again, it's not imperfect. We're going to actually fix some stuff and set up some stuff and talk through some stuff while we're on this stream today. You know, I want it to feel like me, as Jennifer was mentioning. And I also wanted some different variety of things to show you how you can do it. So it, you know, with the black panels that I have, then I, you know, have the ability to really set a totally different tone. A lot of you at home only have a wall that you can use. So what can we do with that? And that's kind of what I want to really dive into today. Using what you have. You don't have to build out something crazy or complicated. It can be a few things from around the house. Now, I got rid of everything when I moved, so I didn't really have anything anymore. But you likely have some things that you could just put on the background. And then we're going to talk about lighting, because this lighting isn't what I desire at the end of the day. Yeah, again, it is a work in progress. So lighting is a part of. Oh, okay. Sorry, I threw a comment on the wrong scene. But lighting is a part of the issues that you might see, and you might see some noise. I haven't fully set my camera settings either. That's a piece of it. So when you think or see things going quote unquote wrong, or you're not happy with it, there are a lot of different pieces to the reasons why, right? Again, work in progress. We're actually going to work on it today. And so that's part of what I teach you in my Bold Video Bundle, to really simplify the tech setup so that you don't have to wonder what, you know, camera settings are. But I'm going to dive a little deeper and go beyond the bundle today. I'm building a set up on one stand. Sorry. Okay, let me go to the appropriate one and throw comments now. I'm building a setup on one stand, a ZVE10 Mark II Elgato prompter, small rig light, etc. Nice. If you haven't seen, Ryder, the stream that I did with Michael Hyatt and my team, we built a mobile stand on one stand for Michael Hyatt, and we talked through every piece of gear and the pros and the cons and the challenges with that. That might be a super helpful video for you to watch, Ryder, and that's just on this channel as well. All right. Yeah, exactly. And so I totally, like, I hope I took pictures and video of this. I think I did. I might have to recreate it if I didn't. But essentially what I did to decide on placement, this is a really good point, is when you look at it like visually, when you walk into a room, you would never actually design or put things the way I did. And so like if you were to walk into a living room, it would be really freaking awkward to have this huge gap in this space, right? So you would put things closer together. You would design it for the visual eye. But we can't do that on video, right? That's one of the things that you've got to really consider when you are designing your background is, what does the camera see? I only look at what I'm building, what I'm lighting, and what I'm doing as a whole in terms of what the camera sees. So the first thing I do is not decide on the items or the placement. It is to turn the camera on, get it connected to Ecamm, and get my visual set up so that I can see exactly what the camera is seeing. Then what I do is I actually, with these, I masking taped the measurements. So once I got the pieces on hand, I measured out the exact measurements and I masked them up on the background on the wall in order to place it. And so there was a lot of like fiddling around back and forth, and looking at what the width is of this, masking that up. The shelf that you see here, and by the way, we're going to tackle the shelf, the shadow that is coming from this shelf. So we're going to do that here in a second. But those are like, then I stand in the middle, right? I stand where I know I'm going to stand or where I think I'm going to stand, and I make adjustments from there. So again, this is not how you would design in person for your own home. And so you want to think about that. What does the camera see? That is really the only thing that matters for this environment. Now, if you're multi-purposing it, you can still achieve both a nice view for your home and also something that works for the camera. You can absolutely do that. Okay, so, aw, you're so sweet. I appreciate you. I hope all of this is helpful. If you have questions about any of it, put a Q in front of the question. If you have an idea as we're working through this, let me know as well. Yes. So I have a blank wall. Excuse me. Hold on. I have a blank wall, but I have a window nearby that lights up the wall. So we're going to talk about that. So stick around. Don't. I forgot to unmute. Sorry, after coffee. I thought I did. I must not have hit the button correctly. I apologize. I apologize. Okay. So what I was saying was that what I was saying was that I have this main light. This is the key light. That's what they call it. And I need a secondary light because this is very dark, right? And so what I will do ultimately is actually hang a secondary light, the fill light, to brighten this up. But speaking of windows, I actually want to show you what it could look like to use things to your advantage. So if you don't yet have a second light that you need to fill in, then use the window light. So I'm going to run in the back and open up. Right now I have a blackout curtain on my window. The glitching, huh? So apparently everybody is saying it's glitchy a little bit. This is one of the things I know I need to get ASAP, but I haven't been able to accomplish in terms of time. I am not actually, I'm not on Ethernet still. That will be next week. I will have Ethernet connected. So that might be the reason you might be seeing some of this, a little bit of glitchiness. This is why we don't stream on Wi-Fi. I have a specific complication that I haven't fixed yet in this particular house. And so I just need to finish that out and tackle that. But I see all your questions coming about green screen and everything else. So keep those questions coming. I'm going to tackle them one at a time. So the light. If I'm going to run around to the back, like I said, I have a blackout curtain. I'm going to open the shade so you can see what we could do to use the natural light. Okay, hold on. All right, so now we're still using the main light, but that's opening up a little bit more, lighting up a bit more. Now I only opened that about a quarter of a way. I'm going to open up just a little bit more. And that helps fill that out. It helps lessen the darkness. Now, it's a cloudy day today, so that's going to affect it, right? Opening it up on a sunny day with bright sun like shining right in could actually have a really negative effect. So you want to consider those things when using light to your advantage or disadvantage, right? Okay, so I'm going to close those so that you can see the next thing. All right, now you'll notice there are a couple of things. We got to fill in the bookshelves. This isn't going to get fixed today. I have two lights on these, on the background, and you'll see there's like a hot spot from the light that's coming in here. Now, that essentially, what I'm going to have to do on that is to probably change the light, but also I will need to move the position of the light. So lighting the background is, depending on what you have going on, a little challenging just because you want to light. I don't have a hair light right now to separate me from the background. And so we do want to have, lighting up there. But when you have something like a shelf, any top down light is going to create this shadow, which is what's happening right now. So we're going to do one of two things. Speaking of natural light, we're going to pop on back here and I'm going to open the second window that is the shades of the window that is right over here at the edge and show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is just natural light coming in from the shades, and you can see that really like lit up this area right here. Now that is not controllable again, right? Just like with that front light that I showed you, it's not really controllable. If it's a bright day, if it's a shady day, that experience is going to look different, right? So you can use it to your advantage, or you can play with the amount of light coming in. That's too much, right? We could kind of do that. So I want to encourage you that this stuff doesn't have to be frustrating. It is a little bit of like play with it, tweak it, and figure out what your personal style is. I will help you through our programs, through our membership, coaching and support here in the YouTube streams as well to really help tweak your setup. But I just want to give you some basic principles here, right? Okay, so we're going to tackle this next. First, I'm going to take a quick moment to see. Hold on. I got to go to the right screen. I've learned so much from you. I wish I can change my piece of furniture behind me, but I really can't. So I've just put things I like and lighting I like, and I use green screen. There you go. So somebody did ask, Stroke TV asked, what do you think about using a green screen? So I am not the biggest fan of green screens because what can happen is if you don't have, one, the room, two, the proper lighting for it, or three, the knowledge or skill to actually light it properly, it can go really wrong really fast. And once you get it set up properly, then the problem that I see often with people is the perspective shot. So the thing that they put on the background is like, are you really like in that living room? Are you in that kitchen? Because it doesn't quite feel right. It doesn't feel like it would if my eyes, right? And so the last thing you want is for people to be focusing on your videos and thinking, something's off here. Something's not right here. Even if it's an almost subconscious thing that's going on in the background, that means they're not focusing on the words that you're saying. That means that they're not listening to you, being impacted by you, and really you have a mission in your message, and we want them focused on that, right? So that's my dislike of green screen. That being said, I have videos on YouTube about green screen. So if you want to take a look at that, then you are more than welcome. I do walk through some principles of that. The shot looks amazing. Thank you, India. All right. So yes, as Callie is saying, want to know your audience, want your audience to know that you do love them, then you can use this fun little heart for Valentine's Day. Let's change the meaning of Valentine's Day to connecting with our audience and showing them how much we love them. Just like I love you. All right. So yeah, writers, it does, it can look very weird on green screen. Now, some people do it fantastically. We use green screen for more creating fun experiences for our audience. We've done some fun things like popping out of Mario tubes, like a video game. We've done some fun little things like that like it's an intentional use of green screen to create this engaging experience that the audience really loves. But outside of that, you want to make sure that you're not creating a it's almost distrust, right? If somebody's like, I don't, this doesn't feel right, there's a distrust that happens. And the whole point of the setup that I want you to create is trust, instant credibility. I was going to snap, but I cut my finger trying to get all this stuff, or my hand, so I can't snap with that finger. There we go. So we want that instant credibility with the visual that is professional quality, but we also want that engagement from a perspective of connection with your audience. And you can do that through the delivery. You can do that through helping your audience really feel at home through animations and graphics like this, which we have on our graphics store. But yeah, exactly. Yes, indeed. All right. I was given coffee right before the show. What did I do? What did I do that leads you to believe I don't have enough coffee, which is true, but what did I do? All right. Okay. I love the math graphic as well. I use it all the time. Music, totally. Like I'm talking to, I'm not talking about specifically music video, right? Like that is a totally different experience for sure. I'm talking about kind of standing in front of the camera, coaches, course creators, entrepreneurs who are educating their audience or inspiring their audience to take action on something to improve them or their world in some way. All right. Okay. Marco, I appreciate you always looking out for me. Always looking out for me. Okay, let's talk about this. So, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to go here, just so you know, like, as people come in. This light, as I mentioned, the light that's hitting this hotspot or creating that hotspot is also creating a shadow under this shelf. Now, I don't know how well you can see it, but it's a 12-inch shelf that is like reclaimed wood and is very like live edge. And so I wanted that texture in the background, not just a plain shelf. So it has this this kind of live edge back here. So it's creating that shadow, that light is creating that shadow. So lighting from below when you have a situation like that can be really helpful as well. So what I'm going to do is turn on a light that isn't, so normally, me, I love my tube lights, the nano. Come back, come this way. I love my nanotube lights that I light up the black wavy wall with to get like blue and pink and purple colors in the mix. However, um, however, what we're gonna do is use one of these, and I won't use this permanently, but I'm gonna shine just a white light on it. And this is, woo, okay, so that is the same color temperature as these other lights back here. Now, as a note, I have these background lights a different color temperature than my main light. That way there is some separation and it's not just all like the same color. Okay, so that's a little too much, I would say, wouldn't you? What do you think? Too much? Too little? Now because it's so much light, now we're creating a shadow on this side, right? So these are kind of some of the things. It shouldn't frustrate you. I know that everybody gets like, blah. You feel like you're doing live math when you're building your studio or trying to light things in your studio. And I just want to encourage you, it doesn't have to be that difficult and frustrating for you. It can be a simple understanding what things are, the consequences or the results of what you are doing to get there. Okay. All right. So we're going to bring the light down in intensity. And I'm going to kind of move it just a little more under. Hold on. So can you hear me? So if I move it really close, so you can see kind of like this is really at the wall, and this is further out, kind of pointing up. Now, this is not the right light for what I actually want to accomplish. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I'm coming back up. So hopefully you could hear everything. So we're still right. So now that we've lit up, we have a little bit of shadow happening over here. So that's just about kind of the balancing act. Yes, everybody was like, too much, too much. So I just want you to see like dimmable lights, different colored lights, things that can go RGB and also white, as well as different colors, is beneficial to have in your studio so that you have flexibility to try these different things. And yeah, I could set that one at a more daylight color, which we're not gonna, we can go there now. Let's see. That's intensity. So what I don't want to do is go too far from the color, right? See how different that light is than that light? So because this light in the background is not daylight, this is daylight, that's not. And then adding the daylight in kind of softens it up down there, but it also creates a bit of a contrast. So, okay. What questions do you have? What are you struggling with in your own studio? So that we can talk about that. Now, the other thing is, hold on, need coffee. There you go, Marco. Taking care of myself. The bookshelf needs something on it. Yes? Agree? Say yes in the comments if you agree. I was looking for I don't have anything programmed for that. But agree. Yes, we agree. So the bookshelf needs something on it. I was warned that, like 10 to 15 pounds is all this can handle. We won't test it too quickly. We'll test it over time. How about that? But this is one of the things that people struggle with, is what to put back there. So I actually, before the show, in literally 3 minutes or less, I ran around the house looking for things that mean something to me. So as we created the backdrop, I bought specific items that kind of spoke to my personality of love of the outdoors and plants and all of that good stuff. That's kind of what the tone is, the environment that I wanted to create. Then with bookshelves, it's really about adding your own personality as well there. And so you can do a lot. Now, not everything will be seen exactly by your audience, and that's a really cool thing because you can use them as Easter eggs when you do behind the scenes content, which you absolutely should be doing. Then you actually can show off little things that people don't necessarily see. Like, for example, I'm going to get to the bookshelf here in a second, but one of the things I want to show you is um, the aperture. So if you're not familiar with the word aperture, or don't want to be, totally fine. That's what I focus on, is simplifying all of this stuff for you, and so you don't have to understand all the techie terms. But really, there's a setting on your camera if you're using something like the Sony ZV-E10s that I recommend, called aperture, and it's about how much light, the setting adjustment is about how much light the lens is pulling in. And so that can change your lighting, that can change various aspects of how you're setting up for success. The other thing it affects is the blur in the background. Now on this lens, I am using a zoom lens because I wanted some flexibility for the background in terms of setting. My 16 millimeter is too wide. My 30 millimeter was too small of a frame. And so I put a zoom lens on that. That means I'm actually not going to get as a blurry of a background as I would with a fixed lens. Like if you get a lens that says, here, hold please. Here you go. Okay, we're gonna look at this. So if you get a lens, and I don't have, that says 16 millimeter on it, for example, right? So that says 16 millimeter. That's a fixed lens. If you get a lens that says 16 to 184, which is not a thing, it has two numbers, and it's saying from this to that, it's a lower number to a higher number. Then what that means is that is a zoom lens. And it will have less capability to blur out the background. So I am using the Sony ZV-E10. Hold on. I feel like I should have these answers. Yes. I'm using the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II on this particular set. Okay, let's see. Funny, Roy. Let me, I'm going to put this. Okay. So I'm going to put this at a no blur in the background, the higher the aperture. So you can see, and this is like everything's clear from me to the background. Everything is super in focus. And so then you would be able to read whatever I put there, right? But I'm going to put it back to 2.8. If you get the Sony's, if you get like the lens that I just showed you that I talk about all the time, then this would actually go down to a 1.4. So the lower the number, the more blur you can get in your background. So this goes down to a 1.4. And you don't have to know what all that means. Just understand lower, more blur, higher, less blur. So we're at a 9 right now on this lens. 0.8. Oops. Oh, real quick. I scrolled the other way. And you can see it got darker. That's because the amount of light being let into the lens, that's what I mean by it can affect your lighting. All right. Now, we are as low as it goes at 2.8. And so you can see now that things are less focused they're more blurred, but they're not super blurred. So there you go. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. um, I'm glad this is helpful. I know I'm on the wrong screen. Paul is killing me right now. Let me go back to this. You don't want to be blurry yet. No, I don't. I do not want to be blurry yet. This was funny. Okay. Let's see. So Mike, and this is a personal preference, right? Honestly, I like a more focused background and less wide angle distorted lens, but again, it's a personal preference. What do you like? And set yourself up for that. All right, let's see. Next up, hold on. All right. The pics on our left look like the wood versions of ink block. Oh my God. Oh, I could do a personality test. Callie, lead magnet idea. Personality test using these blocks. I don't know what that would be, but okay. Wait, who sees it? Y'all see a rabbit? Which one is the rabbit? Wait, hold on. You see a rabbit in one of the blocks? Which is, now I'm looking. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't see it. What do you see in these? Oh, but I hung them so I can do this. So I can change them up, and I'm going to be seeing if you are paying attention to the changes that I go in the background. A rabbit in the second one. Now does it look like a rabbit? Okay, said prior follow, the ears are tucked back. Okay, the middle one. Okay, everybody saw the rabbit. I did not see the rabbit. Does it look like a rabbit now? Now I need to... Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Hold on, let's turn it back. Okay. Is that better? Oh, I see it. That's funny. I just saw it. Oh, we have a rabbit on set now. It's better than Gary the Ghost. That's for sure. Okay. Take screenshots for reference. That's so funny. What kind of wood are they? These are cedar? I think those are cedar. Okay, so I was trying to get to the stuff in the background. So what do you put on your shelves? If you do have shelves in the background or you have a table, what do you put in the background? I literally spend, this is the best. I love that you guys came up with that. I did not see it at all until now, until I flipped it back, until I tortured the poor rabbit, drained all its blood. Okay, don't take this out of context. Please, no one clip that out. I did not, for the record. It's a wood. It's a piece of wood. Oh my God. As I was saying that, I was just hearing a clip being, and me being, canceled left and right. So anyway. Okay. Well, that'll teach you to leave. Sorry. That's no word. It's got those nasty teeth. Are those the teeth? Wait, are those the teeth? Wait, that's the... Now I'm trying to see teeth. All right, yes, exactly. Jennifer's is covered in crystals and books and Lego, because those are the things that that are personal to you. They can either speak to your content, as crystals do for you, or your personality, as Legos do, right? Okay, so what I did was I went around for like 3 minutes or less, gathered some things that could be good on the bookshelf. So I have, Roy has books and Funko Pops and Star Wars figures. It could be anything. And it doesn't have to be, I want you to know that. So I gathered some books. You know, some books that mean something to me. We've got Predictable Success by Les McGowan. And who is awesome, by the way. We're working with him on his studio. The Big Leap. I got Untamed. I got 10x is easier than 2x. Fantastic book. If you haven't read this one and you want to not struggle to get better and better in like tiny little bits, you want to go for the stars, then read that. Deep Work, really good book. As long as rest, as well as rest. Trying to get a personal life in there too. So, I'm ignoring you, Callie. All right, so I've got these books, but I'm not going to put all of the books on there. I'm going to pick a couple, and then what I could do is actually rotate through them over time to help keep the set fresh, right? That's one thing to consider in your studio as well, is keeping the set fresh feeling by just like rotating something in and out from time to time. You don't have to do a whole big redesign. You can just like add in something, right? Okay. So we're going to put 10x is easier than 2x right there. So we can kind of like play with the design. Again, now I'm going to be creating additional shadows, which will need to be adjusted with other lights as well. So that will come. That's not going to happen today. And so I could do a couple of, let's say, I like picking books that have like color on it to kind of contrast. Y'all can hear me, right? Okay? Y'all can hear me from way back there? Hi, Paul! Oh my God! I didn't even see that! Hold on. He said yellow and blue. That's what I picked. I feel very like, I want to make Paul proud all the time. Okay. I don't know which blue you meant though. So, okay, you can hear me. So we could do something like that, right? But also, I got a few other things that we can play with. I'll show them up close and then, okay. I know. Paul Berg says, whoa, I had no idea that wall was so huge. Yeah, it's a big piece. That piece, is that what you mean? That piece. Yes, it does. Wait, hold on. Now I have to look. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that really does put it into perspective, doesn't it? It's not Christmas time. I didn't get a Christmas tree as everybody had requested when we moved because we weren't here. We were out for Thanksgiving, out for Christmas. Like I was supposed to go to CES, I didn't, but you know, all the travel, I was like, it doesn't really make sense. But yes, I could get a Christmas tree in July and put it there. So this is a piece of work that Cindy Gay, one of our students, created for me. She does rug hooking. That's her channel. And that's Lamb, the live adrenaline monster that we help you overcome. And so I could put that back there. I could do little robot man. Okay. If somebody who has been following me from the Geek Beat days and Callie Lewis, I would love if somebody could tell me who gave this to me, because I didn't keep a lot from the old days. This I kept because I find it so adorable. So, but I can't for the life of me remember who it was. So I would love to figure that out one day. But isn't that cute? He like moves and you can position him any which way. We got Creepy Kitty. Oh, Creepy Kitty is holding my, yeah, holding something that means a lot to me. Okay, so the Creepy Kitty could go in the background as well, although it kind of, He was dressed by Paul Dixon, the magical Mr. Paul Dixon. I feel like that's gonna like totally change the vibe. That might be something that we could like throw in every once in a while. I don't know. I remember, then I forgot. Yeah. Well, okay. Can I be 1000% vulnerably honest here? So, what I found in Creepy's tunic, is that what we call it? Was I didn't want to mention it because of I didn't know how it would play out today with the whole accident and stuff. So I didn't mention it. Sometimes I make that choice to not mention something with if something current is happening that might trigger reaction. With that being said, I will share. And my heart goes out to everybody in that accident, and I hope families recover. So the Golden Knights, the U.S. Army Golden Knights, took me on a ride, well, a parachute. This is when I jumped from the plane with the Golden Knights. So the Golden Knights are the team for the U.S. that are like incredibly skilled, and they can do incredible feats jumping from 30,000 feet in the air. And so they gave me, this is a symbol that only people like get. It's a coin that you get as family within that world. And they had given me those coins. So anyway, that's what that was. And I didn't, yeah, you get it. Okay. Yeah, I always do want to be honest, but I also don't want to trigger things. You know what I mean. A challenge coin. Thank you. I was blanking on the name of it. The challenge coin. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Yeah. So that, and then I have somewhere, and then that's the back of it. I have somewhere the black one because I had friends in different teams. So anyway, those, like, that was one of the best experiences of my life, jumping from that plane with people who are incredibly skilled, and just being on top of the world like that. Whew, holy cow, that was an amazing experience. Okay, so this is the other piece that I had gotten. I am not a collectibles kind of person, but my partner and I went to the Lion King, and that was my first Broadway show. So he got me this. Thank you. And so he's like, this just meant a lot to me, being my first Broadway show, and we were like right in the front seat, and it was an incredible experience. So Simba. But yeah, so I could put that back there. Yeah, so, oh, and the final thing I collected was this. So I did a partnership as Callie Lewis, as you can see. So I have my own doll, which not a lot of people know. I'm not sure how much it looks like me, and I'm not sure why I'm dressed as a firefighter, but I do have my own doll. Supposedly, it was a partnership, a collaboration that I did way back in the day with CMT. And so I could put that back there, but that would actually have a lot of shine, as you can already see. So that probably won't work so well back there, but there you go, my doll. Let's see, I'm trying to make sure I don't like screw it up. There you go. There we go. We have all of the things that we could put back there. And okay. I mean, okay. Firefighters always dealing with those pesky alligators. I know, right? So, vote now. What do you want me to put? We've got Creepy. We've got Lion. We've got Simba. We've got Firefighter Callie. We've got Robot Guy. We've got Lamb. The coin won't do any good back there because you won't ever see it. It's not big enough. But yeah, Simba. Okay. Paul is saying Simba. So keep the books. Hey, how dare. I'll start a poll. All right, Callie's going to start a poll. So Simba is super lightweight, so he could go back here and hang out a little bit. Something like that. And then this is also super lightweight. My love of robots. I was thinking, I'll design it better, but I was thinking the other day about how much of a geek and nerd I have always been, about how I had a crush on Data from Star Trek. That was my childhood crush. Yeah. So there you go. Robot guy and lamb for sure. All right. Is 3D printing personal action figures a thing? You should make one of you and Callie on the back shelf. I don't have a 3D printer. If somebody has a 3D printer and wants to print a Callie and Luria, go for it. I would totally put that back there. Lamb. Okay, what are the options that we have on the poll? Let's see. Thank you for helping. I hope that this has been super helpful and fun, by the way. I'm not going anywhere just yet, but has this been helpful or like for your own audience? So the interesting thing, because that is so big that you can see now when I'm back there, those things are very small. So I'm gonna have to play with the design a little bit to like, I like kind of the height that's coming in here. So I think maybe moving that height over here to kind of fill in some of that gap and kind of bring it up a little bit would be super helpful. Otherwise, everything could feel dwarfed back there. It's a tie. All right. What do we have? I'm looking at the live poll right now. It's a tie between Simba and a robot. Only a few people want creepy kitty back there. 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I don't know. He was cute. I don't know. I know. I'm such a nerd. I'm such a nerd. That's me for you. Okay. Oh my God, I found custom action figures on Etsy. Oh boy. Oh, here we go. Good. I'm so glad. Is this type of thing something you want more of? Where we talk about the design aspects of the background, the lighting, front and background. I know that a lot of you who are in here currently have done all of this already to your own sets, but I know that we also have a ton of people who are just getting started and not really experienced in that design aspect of it. Awesome, Justin. Love it. Does the poll have a certificate of authenticity? No, it does not. Wait, what was the poll results? Hold on. All right, Simba won. Well, how could he not? It's Simba after all. So, robot, creepy kitty, and the other thing. What was the other thing, Callie? What was the other thing? Lamb. You forgot lamb. Oops, upside down lamb. See, I'm apparently like torturing all the things. You forgot lamb. Lamb would look cute back here. Oh, Simba. Let's see. I don't know that the robot really is playing well back here yet, but we'll see. And the other thing that I'll do as I'm playing with the design offline, I will prop, like if I want lamb in there, I had to put him up against the wall, but that pushes him too far back. So I'll just find any random, this is what I normally do, is I'll find, okay. So like, as I'm building the set, I've gotten a whole bunch of like, you know, boxes of nails and stuff from Home Depot. So I'll like take anything that I think could hold the weight and just prop it up back there. Whoa, don't fall over. Now, that's not working, so I would need like, you know, something bigger, but that is hidden. So anyway, I don't have the right things right offhand, but that's the idea, is that I could use something to just kind of like prop things up. So I'll do that better later. But oh, I could get a frame. That's a great idea. I'm like, just prop it up. But it is a little flimsy, so a frame would actually be a really good idea. I love that. I'm here to have fun and learn new things for my YouTube channel. Love it. Well, what did you learn? What was your biggest takeaway for yourself? I would love to hear. I didn't use abso-freaking-lutely at all today. Are you kidding? That does not sound like me. India, this was fantastic. I learned some things too, and hearing ideas on making slight shifts, etc. was great. Fantastic. Yay. All right. That's all I have for now. But like I said, this is a work in progress. And I will be playing, tweaking, and sharing content around how to set these things up better and more efficiently, easier and more effortlessly for you. So if you haven't subscribed, just subscribe now, and turn on those bell notifications so that you get notified when we do go live. But every Thursday, 10 a.m. Pacific. And here's the cool thing. I'm so excited. My desk should arrive. My desk should arrive by mid next week. I'm hoping at the latest. And so by the end of next week, or by mid the following week, let's just call it what it is, I will have like all of the different things set up, all of the 3 different sets. So I'm excited about that, and to get this all like done so that I can start creating content again for you. I've been going live, but I really, really, really am anxious to get some recorded videos out on YouTube for you. Very helpful for you to improve what you're doing with your videos, live streams, and launches. All right, how to do my blank wall behind me during my videos and live streams. Fantastic. I would love for you to send me a message on social or anything like that. Send me a picture, post a picture on your own and tag me. I would love to see what you come up with. V-team. I learned, hold on. I need to not make Paul mad at me. Okay. I learned that I need to add the YouTube mobile app to Opal as an allowed app to get the live notifications, so don't miss most of the stream. Okay, good. I'm glad that was helpful. That's funny. All right, you guys. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for being here and part of this most amazing community on the internet. I will see you next Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, and hopefully soon, very soon, with a proper YouTube video. We're coming back. I'm coming back. Bye. We'll see you later. Bye.